Asking AI to create new World of Warcraft class specializations and add class fantasy until God level is achieved. So first off, I'll explain the running order. I put it in alphabetical order mostly this time. I did have to rename some of the names at the end, so some might be out of order. So for example, Reaver Death Knight was originally called like Celestial Reaver Death Knight. And there was like 10 new specs that all got called Guardian. So I had to like add my own twist to it. Do you know what I mean? So AI assisted, human assisted, but every 5 seconds there's like 5 to 6 to 7 pictures of each spec. And of course, I apologize to the monks. I forgot yours in my last video. I don't know how that happened. So I've given you an extra bonus set in the middle of here, and I've done a cheeky name because it's relevant. So welcome all the new subs and viewers. My AI video blew up a little bit. Season of Discovery in World of Warcraft has been popping. I've not played it all weekend. I've had quite a busy weekend, so I'm already too far behind, so I've quit playing. I'm not going to do it. That's a joke. You get people on the Reddit just like 3 seconds in like, is it too late to play Classic WoW? It's never too late to play Classic WoW, especially Season of Discovery. Although there are level 25s. I'm pretty sure all the ruins have been discovered now, so I'll do a video on that today. But there was a few bugs with things. So Hunters were crazily OP. Their explosive shot was just one-shotting things, basically. And when I spawned in on my Hunter, I got Chimera shot and explosive shot at like level 2, whereas I'm like level 8 now on my rogue, and he's still only got Shadow Blade. And it feels like other classes are getting all these crazy cool explosive abilities, damage, cool things to do, and rogues just get this extra, a little bit extra. I don't know, maybe it's going to be better late game. I think at 20 it's going to be good when you get poisons, and I think the ambush mutilate poison thing is going to be absolutely disgusting, but it's going to take a while to get there. Maybe today if I proper sweat it, we'll see how I get on. So what else? These pictures were created with ChatGPT and Dalle. So ChatGPT is the text chatbot that OpenAI came out with. They also do an image generator called Dalle, and they merged that recently, I think like a month ago or something. And this is where you can create these like stunning images. I did use Stable Diffusion 6 months ago, so I had some familiarity with like getting what I want out of these image generators, because yeah, it's a phenomenal tool, but there's always like bugs. Like when you really look closely, there's a lot of scuffed parts. But this Dalle, this ChatGPT combo, there's very little that like really takes you out of the art. So if you look at some of the stuff that I was printing like 6 months, a year ago, the level it's increased at is just absolutely mind-blowing. When this came out a year ago, it was like ChatGPT 3, and it would give you a paragraph of like stuff you could maybe work with. There'd be some mistakes, be a bit weird. Then ChatGPT 4 came out like a month or two later, and it was like, wow, this is insane. Like this AI bot can just mass produce pages and pages and pages of useful information, and there's very little wrong with it. Like you have to do very little editing. Then the image generators started getting good, but they still weren't worth it yet, really. When I got the free Stable Diffusion one, you could set it up locally on your machine. So it's locally hosted, it's private, and your beast of a machine can print it. Instead of like spending charges on a website and spending money, you could literally just run it from your graphics card if you've got a good graphics card and some VRAM. So when I was learning this a couple of months ago, I'd like set up this massive queue of like all these different like fantasy images, because I've been doing books for like 10 years now on the Kindle. And it's just, AI has made me level up in business in all areas. Like titles on YouTube, 10 times easier to come up with, descriptions, hashtags, tags. Like one of the most tedious things for me was creating thumbnails for my YouTube channel, because I'm always making book covers. So like the bulk of my main job was like writing a lot of stuff and creating these book covers. So when it comes to doing this fun YouTube hobby I've got going on, the last thing I wanted to be doing was making more thumbnails or covers in a graphics interface thing. So with the release of Stable Diffusion, I was like, oh my god, I can see where this is going. I'm going to learn it now. And look where we are. A year later since ChatGPT 3 came out, you've got Dalle integrated with it, and it just produces these absolutely beautiful images. And it can do this, I can make like 20 of these images before it like times out, and then I've got to wait another like 2 hours or something. So if you like anything you see here, I can type in prompts or give me ideas to put into this machine to produce some of the crazy art we're seeing now. So for example, I was thinking of maybe doing, what if I expand on this album and get an allied race and a race of each of these specs. So it started off with, I did 5 images of just class fantasy. So 5 monk, well, I forgot the monks, sorry. 5 demon hunter, 5 death knight, blah, blah, blah. You're all pretty even now. There's like 1 or 2 bonuses for some where the image generator bugged out, but then I came back a day later and suddenly there was images there. So some of you have got like 6 or 7 pictures, but the majority, there's 5 pictures for each spec. So I was thinking that comes out to 260 now. It's done a massive jump. Then if I were to apply the allied races and the different races to each individual spec, like we're going to be in the thousands of images, and that's going to take like a week or 2 to get there. So maybe I'll chip away at that slowly until Christmas. But I was thinking, what other prompts could I ask it to do? So I was thinking maybe new bosses for classic dungeons and raids. So I could be filling it with information like inspired by Scarlet Monastery, give it some good prompts from like the wiki on there, and then see what it can come up with. I want to see its take on different raid bosses that are already existing. So like the Hound Master in Scarlet Mastery, all that stuff, all that good stuff. The Chancellor, I'd want to see what it can spit out, but I'm always looking for ideas. What do you think I should do? What would be cool? Maybe I could move away from classes and fantasy and go for like, I don't know, backgrounds or mobs, elites, dungeon design, loading screen designs. Like, comment what you want to see, what would interest you the most, and then what else should I ask it? If you've got anything crazy in your mind, just comment down below and I'll try and make something out of it, and who knows, maybe 2 weeks from now we'll have something really cool. So you can also convert your text to audio now, and it's like crystal clear. It's almost 99% human-like. You can tell there's a bit of robot Google Translate in there, but it's getting to a convincing level now where you can even submit AI text generated audio that it works on audible.com. Like, the quality is so good that it passes the Amazon Audible like inspection. So in the space of a year, we've gone from having like Hey Siri, Hey Google, just rubbish bots that don't listen to you, to a ChatGPT like chatbot that can produce literal novels now. Like, if you're smart with it, you can make novels with it. Then you've got this beautiful cover, these beautiful covers you can make with it. Then you can convert all this to audio. So this time next year, I have no doubt that videos will be like really, really good. The videos now are currently at the phase where images were like a year ago. Like, they're a bit scuffed, they're a bit blurry, they've not really figured it out yet. Whereas you can already see the improvements over the year. Like, we had barely anything, like pictures that were merged together that look really scuffed. Now we've actually got frames that merge together really nicely and can actually like animate and move, and it's more convincing. But there's some like uncanny valley like vibe to it where it just feels weird. So give it another year and we'll have video. So my dream is, I've got like 20k clips on this channel by now. I've been gaming like forever. I want to be able to put my videos into a video generator, and it remixes it. It adds a filter to it that makes it crazy. It turns it into an anime. It takes your footage and builds on it and expands on it. So for example, I've played a lot of Mount & Blade 2 Bannerlord, and I've installed loads and loads of mods, and it produces this really insane, chaotic anime gameplay. So take a 15-second clip of that, put it into an AI video generator, and it adds an anime AI filter, and it just goes full crazy, like anime super montage at the end of a really good, like Full Metal Alchemist or One Punch Man or Hunter x Hunter, something crazy like that. It turns it into one of those epic fight scenes and just uses your video as a prompt. Same as World of Warcraft, like record yourself in a dungeon and then put it into an AI generator and see what story it can come up with. Like, that's the dream I want. So give it a year, I'm sure we'll get there. But for now, you have to enjoy these beautiful images. Audio is getting there, so maybe I'll switch eventually because I'm lazy when it comes to editing audio. But it's getting, let's say, editing is getting good as well. So AI can start editing things now. I say like and do you know what I mean? A lot. So I could literally copy this into one of these AI generators now, and it'll just cut out all the filler words, all the gaps, all the noises. Like, I'm in Audacity at the minute, so when I'm done with it, I'll just Control A, add my filters to it, and I'll be done with it. It's very roughed and scuffed audio, as you can tell, but this is a hobby that's my enjoyment, so I don't want to spend time editing videos for hours a day. I don't want to spend time editing all my audio. I just want to play my game, and whatever I feel like doing at the time, just post it. So that's why you get these like scuffed audios and these scuffed vids. But it's a hobby. If it paid more, I'd pay more attention to it. But it's getting there. We're slowly building up, and with all these new subs and viewers, like, thank you. I feel very blessed. And with all this AI stuff that is coming out, it's I don't know, it's interesting, isn't it? Like, it makes you want to click the videos. Like, when I posted a Season of Discovery guide, I got like 2k views and like 10 likes, whereas I posted the AI art album the other day, and it got like 50 likes and it blew up. It got like 2,300 views. So I'm listening. So here you go. Enjoy this video. Hopefully it blows up even more because I've put more effort into this one. It's like 10 times bigger. I did a better audio. I put some background music on for you. I put some text on there. Like, there's not much quality in this vid, but there's a lot more quality than I usually do. So I hope you appreciate it. If it does well, maybe it'll be worth putting more effort into this stuff, but who knows? This could completely flop and I would have wasted a couple of days just cracking on making images and editing stuff and applying text and blah, blah, blah. I did have a very busy weekend, so I haven't played much Season of Discovery and WoW in general, so I feel a bit behind the curve now. So I'm going to wrap this up, finish this vid finally, and then I'm just going to sweat Season of Discovery all day, make some guides, make some vids, try and level up my Warlock, my Shaman, get all the runes, etc., things like that. What else can I talk about? We're only halfway through, and I'm just going to keep waffling until we hit the 22-minute mark. So what can I talk about now? There was a lot of drama over the weekend with Season of Discovery. I think it was much more popular than Blizzard thought it would be. The servers were overloaded. I ran into a queue again. I think it was worse in America, especially with all the big streamers. There was a lot of drama with Asmongold on the RP PvP server. A lot of the streamers just went on any server they could, and RP is supposed to be roleplay, so streamers, some roleplay, some don't. A lot of people complained about it. I'm pretty sure he got banned as well for having a dodgy name, and, well, his insane army of people following him around can't be an unlaggy experience, put it that way. We had hot fixes that were slid into the game, so there was literally hunters leveling, and as they were using explosive shot, they literally saw the damage drop live. So you didn't get kicked out of the game, Blizzard just hot fixed it. So instead of one-shotting mobs with explosive shot, you saw your numbers, like literally it was like instantaneous almost. Like 1 minute you were doing insane damage, and then the next minute you're doing normal damage. So yeah, it was needed. Hunters that are crying about it, like, come on, you've still got a really good kit. Your ruins are still good, you're still doing a lot of damage, it's not that bad. What else? The Warlock ruin for tanking, the Metamorphosis Warlock ruin. You know what the classic community is like, you know what the gaming community is like. The Sherlock Holmes, the like Charlie from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, they've got hints and tips, and any random text they'll investigate, they'll analyze, and they'll discover your secrets, they'll data mine you, nothing is safe. So people are convinced that it's just not in the game, nobody could find it. And then apparently suddenly in BFD, people could start getting the things that were supposed to drop. So I think everything's discovered now, so enjoy that. I'm really looking forward to playing my Warlock and my Shaman. I've leveled my Rogue to 10 or 8. I've leveled my Hunter to like 5 and parked him in an inn. So now I want to get the Shaman and the Warlock up into an inn and then power level the Rogue to 25. And then try all these dungeons and grouping up, and Spell Cleave is going to be insane, I can just tell. But I really want to solo the dungeons. Like for me, a lot of the fun comes from mastering your class to its peak. So when I was playing the Death Knight in the Burning Crusade, I didn't want to do all the quests again, so I was just soloing Blood Furnace. I'd go as far as I could, and then I'd hit a wall, but then I level up, I get a skill, I get some gear. Next time I come back, I can go like 10 mobs further. And I really enjoyed doing that. So I'd love to do that in Season of Discovery with all the different classes. How are you finding it so far, by the way? What classes did you go with? How's the class fantasy with the ruins? Leave a comment. Moving on. How are you finding the gold making in Season of Discovery? I've already seen bots farming things, so I've got no doubt that the economy will be ruined. Like, literally every second that goes by, the economy gets worse in WoW games because the botting scene is just out of control. Gold buying is out of control. Whatever. It is what it is, all of it. People are always going to optimize the fun out of this game. But what are you doing to farm gold? What are your strategies? What are your methods? What tips and tricks can you share? How was your start to Season of Discovery? Are you the one character player? Have you made an army of alts? Like, what have you found to be the strongest and the weakest as you've been leveling? Especially those that have spammed some dungeons. What classes are shining? Which ones could use a little boost? I've heard a lot of people are farming insane amounts of gold by getting to level cap by spamming the dungeons, and then once you are max level in Season of Discovery, quests are rewarding money and gold like you are max level. So people have got like 60g at this point because they like AoE spam dungeons, and then when they hit 25 they've like started doing all these quests and they're getting really large amounts of gold. So the economy is going a bit crazy. If you look at the BOEs on the auction house, they're going up by like every day. They just go up every day. It's only been out a couple of days, and it's just going to be like that forever because bots are running rampant, rewards are crazy, people can farm better because they've got better damage and better ruins. So it'd be interesting to see how late game turns out, how expensive everything will be. I just really enjoy playing the initial, like, the intro of these new patches, these new expansions, because everyone's on even footing. Everyone's clustered together. It's just a really nice, nostalgic community feel. But eventually, the casuals fizzle out, the nerds continue sweating, the bots never end, and it just gets worse and worse as time goes on. Gets more and more out of control. But still a really fun game. Season of Discovery feels very 2019, or is it 2021? Whatever, the original release of Classic WoW, it feels much closer to that than Season of Mastery. Like, I came back for Classic WoW, enjoyed myself till level 30, 33, something like that. Then I fizzled out because I picked the Alliance. I'll always be a die-hard Horde fan. So the vibe was wrong. It wasn't matching what 20 years ago was matching. So I fizzled out. Then Season of Mastery came about, and it's like, there's nothing much to bait me back there. Then when Season Discovery came out, they like expanded on the game. It's essentially Classic Plus. They put the ruins in, and they've expanded on the class fantasy. I love that. A lot of the community loves that. It's receiving a great response on the forums, just like the original release of Classic WoW. The forums were booming, the internet was booming. Seasons of Mastery, I don't know, some people cared. I didn't, a lot of people didn't. Whereas Season of Discovery feels like, it's not as big as the original Classic WoW again, but feels like this has got a lot of interest out of the community, and I really want them to expand on it. It'd be great to see them continue and add a lot more in the next run up, do you know what I mean? So it's gonna, phase 2 is up to level 40. I think they have confirmed Gnomrigan will be the raid. And then it goes to level 50 for phase 3, and then level 60 for phase 4. So can't wait for Scarlet Monastery. Like, that's my favourite place in the world. It's so good. The Undead Zone into Scarlet Monastery, yeah, amazing. For those that have had the pleasure of healing the new tanks, how are you finding each tank? Which one's the hardest to heal? Which one's the easiest to heal? What playstyles have you found that work? Like, you can tank absolutely anything. You can use anybody to tank as well. So you could tank with Beastmaster pets. Like, Beastmaster Hunter is a tank in these classic dungeons, especially with everyone's OP runes. But then the Warlock tank seems, well, there's not much footage out yet because the ruins have only just like been hotfixed in. So I'm really looking forward to see some of that. But the Rogue tank has got me so interested. I love the CC vibes, the evasion tank. Like, you don't take damage, you just avoid getting hit completely. I love that avoidance feel. And Shamans, it feels like they've always been on the brink of being a tank, and now Blizzard have finally turned them into the tank they deserve to be. So same with Warlocks. Warlocks had Searing Pain in the past, but I guess that was to steal aggro and save your pet. Shamans had the Taunt Totem, and I'm pretty sure Earthshock, somewhat generated threat that was just bizarre. But now it's all making sense, so I want them to keep expanding. The Mage Healer, I'd really like to try, but I can see how ridiculously strong it's turning out to be already. It feels like mages have turned into a god fantasy class, and the Rogue just kind of like stabs you in the back. It's, you know what I mean? It's still the Rogue class fantasy, but I don't know, I feel a bit hard done by the other classes so far. But maybe that'll change when I get my Poisons and Mutilate, and I don't even have Saber Slash yet, so we'll see how it feels when I'm like doing dungeons, 15 to level 20, see how I start feeling then. Anyway, I've waffled long enough, I've run out of time, so what do you want to see next? Tell me what AI prompts you want me to show. Love you all, hasta la vista, leave a comment, peace.